Hi, my name is Emilio Gonzalez, and this is a screen recording of my final reflection for English 147. When examining the Sciences and Broken Big Picture article, I made a type into my stakeholder analysis project in the idea of fiddling with definitions and finish lines. Here, as explained in the text, I explained how PG&E only reported that 5% of the energy came from what many people associate with dirty energy. I later examined the power mix chart, as seen here, and saw reputable sources claim that sources labeled as clean are only clean under certain requirements. This means that energy like hydropower isn't actually clean like how PG&E claims due to the methane that many of these facilities exhaust. And I feel like this topic really tied in to a lot of the research that I was doing, since a lot of big corporations like PG&E would push the finish line closer, or they would change definitions in order to sway the public into thinking that they're actually making an impact on the environment. And for the second screenshot, I also found this chunk of text from my policy review assignment, and I saw how I fell in line with the concepts in the scientific knowledge versus knowledge of science article. I noted how these problems affected the entire population, not just urban centers or manufacturing zones. I also touched on how carbon capture shouldn't be our future due to its short-term effects, which should be explicated and taught more, as a core concept article states. It's not enough to know what carbon capture means, the populace needs to know its effectiveness as well. I also found this interesting since when I first started researching this topic, a lot of Chevron made carbon capture ads started springing up on my YouTube. And I thought it was ironic how a big corporation like them was pushing what they thought was environmentally friendly methods and techniques. And I thought this further pushed how the article was correct about putting learning over scientific literacy. I saw how this also tied with the scientific process lecture, since carbon capture isn't fully researched yet and we don't fully know its long-term consequences. And I feel like the government should be striving to find better techniques that will benefit us in the future. In this third screenshot, here is where the majority of the ethical considerations arose from my project, and that is of the fact that an agency gets to hold power over one of the leading producers of carbon in our state. I further extended this rhetoric by using a slight amount of pathos to convince the reader of the policy review, the Caltrans Executive Board, that change needs to be done, and that words and meaningless policies won't cut down on the effects of climate change. This also kind of connects to the scientific literacy lecture, since I would change the wording on this to be more attention grabbing, since the executive board is mainly made up of power holding people and they probably have less time to hear out consequences and things like this. So I felt like it was really important to make it brief, but also very attention grabbing, as seen here. So that was a reflection, and thank you for listening.